Hey guys, and welcome to this week's episode of State Champs Chat. I'm Stephanie.
I'm Lauren.
And first we're going to start off with what's trending. It's football finals this weekend at Ford Field, and it's the first time two PSL teams have ever made it to Ford Field.
Yeah, Cass Tech and King are both playing for Division I and Division II state finals at Ford Field. It's going to be really, really awesome. Cass Tech is taking on Romeo. King is taking on Lowell.
They're both going to be crazy games. I mean, Romeo, I was at their game this past weekend, which was a very snowy game, and I think that they're a force to be reckoned with. I think Cass is not going to just roll over them like maybe some people thought.
Yeah, their sophomore quarterback, Aaron Jackson, he is a threat to be reckoned with on the field. I don't know. I think he's just a great player. He makes things happen. He had something like 150, 200-ish yards in the semifinal game, so it was really exciting to watch.
I think King, however, has this one. I think they just have a lot of Division I talent and one of our Mr. Football Final Four. And
they're undefeated this season. They don't know what it's like to lose, and I don't think that they're ready to lose in the state finals either.
I agree. It's going to be a great weekend. Speaking of the King versus Lowell game, our athlete of the week this week is from Lowell High School, Ryan Stevens. He is their quarterback, and he had 6 touchdowns last weekend.
Yeah, he led to their win over Walled Lake Western, who actually, that was their only loss in the entire season. So it was kind of cool that they got to redeem themselves in the state semifinals, beat them, and move on to the state finals.
Yeah, so he's our athlete of the week this week. He also seems like a really humble guy after the win last weekend and getting 6 touchdowns. He said, no, I give all the credit to my offensive line and to my running back. So he didn't seem to take credit for it, even though he had an outstanding game.
And he really helped the team advance to the finals.
Definitely. Now it's time to talk about our hot topics. Huge hot topic this week. Ohio State, after coming off their loss to Michigan State, Ezekiel Elliott said that he won't be coming back next year.
I know. So they actually lost 17-14 against State, and Ezekiel Elliott, he only had 11 carries. JT Barrett, as quarterback, had 15 carries, and he said, oh, that's not really acceptable. I usually run the ball more than that. I usually get more carries than that, and he usually helps the team a lot more than he did. I think they only had 60-something rushing yards the entire game, which is unbelievable.
He was very, very critical of the play calling and kind of called out the coaches for that and said, you know, that really was unacceptable, and this was huge for them. I mean, I don't know, I think it was weird that he only had that many carries, that they weren't giving him the ball that much, but we'll see. This week is their final regular season game against Michigan on Saturday at the Big House. It's going to be a huge game. I think Michigan has a chance.
I do too. I don't think Ohio State is as good as people think that they were at the beginning of the season. I mean, even showing their loss to State, they really didn't put up more than 132 yards the entire game. So I just think that Michigan State's defense isn't the best in the league either. So keeping them to 132 yards, and they only scored 2 touchdowns. One of them, they were both on turnovers. One of them was only 32 yards. The other one was only 7 yards. So I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. And I think Rudock has gotten better every single game for Michigan. I think Harbaugh's really teaching him a lot, but he really looks like an outstanding quarterback.
Yeah.
Last weekend, I think he's been learning a lot, and I think that if Michigan is on top of their game, Ohio State might suffer a loss from them. I don't know. I'm not sure about it, but I think that there's been a couple teams that have given Ohio State a run for their money this year, and so if Michigan is on it,
I think that Harbaugh also will outcoach Urban Meyer. Even though Urban Meyer is a great coach, he calls awesome plays usually. I think that we kind of saw a little bit of a weakness last game against State, so it'll be interesting to see the play calling against each other as well.
Huge game. Now it is time for our Score or Fumble, and this week is an interesting one. There was a TV deal for the first ever National Women's Hockey League. They secured their deal in this inaugural season, and it is for the New England Sports Network agreeing to broadcast the Boston Pride's 8 remaining games. What do you think about this?
I think that it's pretty exciting. I mean, it's another step for women in the sports industry. You know, we had the NFL referee, we had the NFL coach, now we have the Women's Hockey League. I don't know if it's going to catch on. I think it might be something like the WNBA where not that many people watch it. But
that's my question. I don't know how many fans they're going to grab with this, so I'm not sure if televising this is going to be that effective. But I think they said they have a loyal, small fan base and that maybe it'll catch on. So I definitely think it's cool that they're getting some recognition.
I do as well. And it was started by a previous NFL or NHL player, so that's kind of cool to see the guys support the women as well.
Definitely. Our clip of the week this week is a huge one. It was from the Romeo game that I was at against Grand Ledge last weekend in 9 inches of snow. They had to plow the field at halftime. And Brad Tanner of Romeo had this amazing one-handed catch for a touchdown. And this clip has been everywhere. It was a State Champs original clip, and it was on Fox Sports 1. It's been all over.
It went absolutely viral. The ball came right over his left shoulder, reached out with his right hand, dove, caught the ball, got his foot in bounds, and it was a touchdown. It was an awesome, awesome play.
And like we said earlier, Romeo is taking on Cass Tech, and that is their first time in school history headed to the state final. So that is huge, and it's good that they're getting some recognition.
I know. I'm really excited for them. That's going to be a great game to watch, so make sure you guys tune in.
Yeah, we'll see you on Sunday at Fox Sports Detroit at 9 a.m.